This episode of a Hero's Journey podcast is brought to you by SMP Inc. right here in Las Vegas. Let them rebuild your confidence. JPS Computers out of Oregon. West Coast Tattoo Parlor. I want to thank them. They're my newest sponsor, jumped on. If you want a tattoo in Las Vegas, which I always get text messages going, hey, do you know a good place to get a Vegas tattoo? I have 2 locations for you. Hit me up, reach out, whatever. And also my buddy, True Beauty by Trevor. I'm so proud of this guy. He built a business that started with his late wife, and he kept that dream alive. And I love that. And that's why I have you on here, bud. So my name is Brian Hopkins. This is a Hero's Journey podcast. And if you've been watching the last couple of weeks, it's not been the same kind of show. I try and keep everything positive. I laugh because it's turned into a bit of a Jerry Springer kind of vibe at times. And you may have seen me like around the table getting a little crazy, but it's kind of our generation, the way we handled things, and we hugged it out, Brett and I. So if you missed that episode, go back and see it. But now we're back on track, and we are trying to promote positive things. I want to inspire you with the guests that I have, and I want to be inspired myself. And today I actually have, it's wild. My niece reached out to me and she said, hey, I'm working on this event. She was very professional with me. Sky, you did a great job. And she asked, can I have this next guest on your show to promote? And I said, my little show? Of course. I'm happy. I mean, in this world of social media and whatnot, everything matters. So even my little show hopefully can reach that 1 or 2 people that make a difference in this upcoming event. As you may or may not know, the Super Bowl is here in Las Vegas, 2024. It's happening here. Today, I have a special producer from Gridiron Junkies, George Carmona.
I am here.
Yes,
man. I'm fired up for this.
Yeah. So with the Super Bowl coming here, there's a lot going on. And if you don't want to miss out on the cool things happening here in Vegas, and there's one event that you will not want to miss out on. I got excited. Underneath this hoodie, I'm getting chills. No joke. And he just, my next guest drove in from Los Angeles to promote this event, get out here, take all the meetings and make sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted for this special event. I'll let him introduce it and talk about it, but he's my friend. He knows my family. I've shouted out happy birthday to you in front of hundreds of people.
You sure did.
Derek Duranslet.
Yes, sir.
Did I say your last name right?
That was close enough.
Just say it correctly.
Duronslet.
Duronslet.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
So sorry. But thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. So I want to get into I want to talk about everything that's happening and why you're here.
Absolutely.
But this is a hero's journey. So I want to explain to people who you are, how we met.
Sure.
And we'll get into that, and then we'll get right to this event. Well, actually it's called the 2024 Gridiron Great Celebrity Golf Classic.
Yes, sir.
So if you have a chance, you can check that out. Google it right away. But we're going to get into to how we met. We met because of Lucky Strike.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And I found out in the hallway that you weren't just like the manager. You were, what did you do?
I was the vice president for Lucky Strike for 8 years. Helped them grow the regions across the country and when I started, there were 6 locations. When I ended, we were over 20.
Wow.
But what an amazing concept and what an amazing family, the Foster family who started that concept. It was one of the most inspiring positions I've ever had in my career. And it was because of the people. And I got to meet so many incredible people through that time period over those 8 years who touched me in ways that I've kept with me since. I was a corporate guy going in. When I left there, my mentality on how to run business and do business completely changed. And it was the impact of the people I was around and that I met through that journey that helped me to become the senior vice president of a $4.5 billion company.
Wow.
And it was an incredible impact in my life, and it's brought me here today, believe it or not.
Amazing. And you say that because why? Like, is it the, well, one, if you don't know, Lucky Strike itself it was in the one in Hollywood. It's full of celebrities.
Iconic.
Like Wednesday nights, you had the rock show that would go on.
Wednesday night sound check.
Exactly. It's called sound check, and it would be a theme for the night, and you would have all these rock stars roll through.
Absolutely.
Johnny Depp started. That's where Hollywood Vampires was born, right there.
Absolutely.
And so I had the chance to pop in and see some shows there and whatnot, but it still is the place to go.
It is.
Which is really cool. And I understand what you're saying about, when you meet people along the way that impact you later.
Absolutely.
And help you grow.
Yeah, and you may not even realize it when you're in that moment.
Right.
When you're in that moment, you're working. You're working towards maybe a common cause, or for me and what I do, I was trying to build an event concept into the concept and bring in a culture of sales and fun. Right. When you're selling events, you're selling fun. So I had to try to figure out a way to take all my experience in sales and marketing and apply it to a concept that really transcends just the revenue that's being generated, right? It's really about making a connection with the people who are coming in, and that's what keeps them coming back, right? It was one of the things that I learned and I realized. And it was the family mentality, right? Getting to know people, putting your arm around people, being genuine and gracious, treating them as true guests rather than a client. And when you're in the event world, if you don't understand that, you're losing. I'm telling you that right now.
I understand it fully. I was a waiter in Toluca Lake, and a restaurant is built on community. It's built on making people feel special. If I was really slammed, they would wait their turn for me because I would come over and they would get their time to sit and chat with me and wait on them, because it was about the experience. It wasn't just about the food. They were coming out for an experience. So I get that. And I'm an entertainer. So my job is to, I always say I get paid to do the traveling and the rehearsing and getting ready. I'll take the stage for free kind of thing, because this is what I love to do. Let's get lost together for an hour or 2 hours, whatever it is. Let's forget about everything else. So you're creating all these events. And right now you have a special event going on. I want to get to that right away, and then we'll get back into some other stuff. But so what is it that's happening? It's on the Friday before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, February 9th, the Friday before the Super Bowl. We're doing our second annual. We did this last year in Arizona to kick it off, and we're bringing it back this year by popular demand, to be honest. It's the Gridiron Great Celebrity Golf Classic, hosted by Jim McMahon, one of the biggest legends in the game.
The reason why I wanted to be a quarterback.
Oh my goodness, I've become very close friends with Jim over the last few years. Helped them to start marketing a concept called Revenant, which is going to be also one of the largest sponsors of this event. It's a company that Jim McMahon owns along with Kyle Turley, and it's a cannabis company. We can get in that into a moment. But the Gridiron Greats itself is a tremendous organization. And that organization was founded by Mike Ditka and Ron Jaworski to help out players who played the game prior to 1993. They call them the pre-93ers. These guys that, the NFL, I don't want to say left behind, but they were slightly forgotten, right? These guys played their careers, put their bodies and their minds in danger's way for our entertainment. And we love it, right? What do you like more than a big hit on a Sunday? Come on. We crave that kind of thing, so if we're being truthful.
Yes.
And so the Gridiron Greats, Mike Ditka, the story goes that he saw one of his ex-teammates who was homeless. And this man had lost everything he had, his money, his family, because of two things. One was an addiction to the painkillers that he was on from playing the game, and the second was the fact that his medical bills had rose so high that he couldn't afford to do anything else. It all went to that. So Mike Ditka started the Gridiron Greats for that reason. It's a charity organization that helps to give back to the families of the guys who played before 93, when they didn't have the medical coverage that was necessary. They didn't have the benefits that were necessary after they left the game. And a lot of these guys ended up in a really bad way. So that is what drew me to this. I had a chance to meet Jim McMahon. I had a chance to meet Kyle Turley. I had a chance to sit down with him. I got invited to an event in Chicago where they were bringing in new inductees for the Gridiron Greats Hall of Fame, their Hall of Fame. And I got to meet some of my legends, Jim Youngblood, Jack Youngblood, these guys who were my boys when I was not my boys, but the guys I watched.
They were Rams, right? What they Rams?
Jack
Yes,
Youngblood, one of the baddest men on the planet.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I got to be in a room and hear their stories. And I got to hear their family stories. And I got to hear the stories of the families who had their father or their husband play in the league and maybe play 5, 8, 10 years and then end up in a really bad way. And I was like, how can I help these people, right? What can I do? What can I do? And so I was involved with Revenant, and I was helping them grow their business. And we got together and I said, guys, we should do an event. We should have a golf tournament to where we can raise awareness, we can raise some funds for the Gridiron Greats and do some good things, because the whole other side of that was the cannabis side, right? With Jim and Kyle and talking to them and hearing their stories of addiction to pain medications and what they had gone through and the amount of pain medications that they had been prescribed. And there was literally, it was killing them. So they made a conscientious choice to change to utilizing cannabis, this plant, as a way to heal themselves. And more, when you think about what a pain pill does for you, it masks the pain.
Right.
It doesn't do anything to heal you. It doesn't take it away. It's going to be there the minute that wears off.
Yeah.
It's back.
Yep.
But these guys are utilizing cannabis and through their cannabinoid system in their bodies to actually help heal themselves. So I was sitting there going, okay, wait a minute. You can still get fined. You can still get suspended and tested for marijuana in the NFL. They don't do it in the other major leagues. Why are they still doing it in the NFL?
No kidding.
Yeah, no, it's a true story. So I was like, guys, we need to do something. And these guys were, listen, Kyle Turley is one of the big advocates, one of the biggest advocates I've met around this. And if you hear him speak about it, he articulates it in a way in which I certainly cannot. So can Jim McMahon, right? But I met them and I got to know the men. So I wanted to help the men behind the message, if that makes sense.
It makes total sense.
Right.
And you know what? It just flashed. I sang the national anthem at the Gridiron Greats for Mike Ditka here in Las Vegas. I want to say a few years back, like it was before COVID, pre-COVID, like maybe 2019, 2018, somewhere around there. It was full of legends. Herschel Walker was there, Mean Joe Green, Howie Long. There were all these people. And George, I messed up the national anthem.
Oh, is this
This is the
You've
moment.
told me this story before.
I fumbled through it. So Mean Joe Green and Herschel Walker walked me out as we're walking out, and they're like, "You did great." So you mumbled. I go, dude, I look to my right, and all I see is all my childhood heroes, including Mike Ditka. And I went, and I mumbled like just 3 words, right? But it was just enough for everybody to notice. And they said to me, they're like, it's happened so many times. And one of my buddies, he said he did it at in Green Bay. He was singing the national anthem, and he goes, I don't need the lyrics. And then all of a sudden he had to wait and pause for them to come across. Because that is a nerve-wracking song.
I was about to say, is there any song that drives nerves the way that does, especially in front of a stadium or in front of a crowd? Yeah. That's the one song you don't want to mess up. So of course there's going to be additional stress with that. And
it was just wild. I was embarrassed to meet Howie Long, shake his hand, like thinking I messed up the national anthem. But anyway,
I'm sure they've all heard worse.
It's a moment that like I said, Herschel Walker and Mean Joe Green were like so cool with me. We were just laughing and walking out. Yeah. So
that's the beauty of this event, man. So for the people who come out on that Friday, these guys are there and they're having fun. They understand the cause. They know the reason. They're open to talk to people, shake hands with people, play golf with strangers, and just enjoy the day. It's awesome to see these boys who all played in different leagues. We have MLB players, we have NHL players. Grant Fuhrer plays in this thing, 2nd year in a row.
Wow.
We got Johnny Damon back from MLB. We got Greg Maddux this year coming out to
saw
play
that.
us, right?
That was like one of my heroes.
Unbelievable, the guys who come out and support and to have a great time. And they know that this isn't a pro-am. We're out there to have fun, right? And they come out with that mindset and that mentality, and they come out and they play and they have a great time with the crowd. So it is really a good time, man. It was a heck of a party last year. And we don't expect it to be any different this year. We're growing it, and then we're going to follow the NFL every year.
So it's just one day, or is there multiple things that you can buy for the packages and stuff?
So here's the deal. We did expand this year. We got crazy, and we bought out the Lexi Hotel here in Las Vegas for the weekend. So we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the Lexi. The boys who are playing this event, a lot of them are staying at the hotel for the entire weekend.
Oh, wow.
So
the Super Bowl's here.
Right,
Come on.
Absolutely. So we have our golf event on Friday. On Sunday, there's going to be a Super Bowl watch party at the hotel.
Wow.
So you can come watch the game with some of the legends of the game. And then on Saturday, there's going to be an event called BloomCon that is going to be a cannabis-friendly event inside the Lexi Hotel. And there's going to be some players there as well. So we have things. It's going to be activated throughout the weekend. And if you go on to Winning Ticket, you can actually buy what's called an immersion package. You only have 10 of them, where you can actually stay at the hotel where all the guys are staying. You get access to the Gridiron Great Cigars with the Stars party on Thursday night, which is hosted by Mike Dicka and Ron Jaworski. Right? You get to go to the event and golf on Friday with these boys, and then you got the watch party on Sunday as well as BloomCon on Saturday. So it's a full immersion experience with some of the best who ever played the games. It is, and I tell you what, for the price, it's an amazing experience.
How cool. And now, I mean, I want to make sure that we touched on everything when it comes to that before I get into you as a person, because I'm sitting here just getting chills. The fact that you took everything that you've learned over here and the people you've learned and put together something so positive. Because when I sat in the room and watched all these people talk about it, there were families standing there telling stories. They were giving awards and things like that, but it was awareness, raising money, helping each other. Because I was trying to explain to Nicole, look at some of these incredible athletes waddling out, or being wheeled out of this
hard
event.
To see. Yes, like I said,
for our entertainment.
For our entertainment, that's what I'm saying, man. These people put their bodies and brains on the line.
Yeah,
they really did for our entertainment. And we all think, when you think about, how do you have a charity for athletes? Didn't these guys make millions? Well, the answer is no. A lot of them didn't make millions.
No,
that didn't happen until later.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's not like now.
The guys who were playing back in the day, you got to consider that blue collar,
right?
And they were doing it for the love of the game. And I promise you, 9 out of 10 would tell you, I would do it again today. 9 out of 10 would tell you that, right? Because
they love the game so much. You think Jim McMahon would?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Jim McMahon's a beast. That dude is a beast.
I watched the thing on him, and he was in a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of pain.
Mm-hmm.
So
still is.
Yeah.
I mean, he still is. I mean, the reality,
from what I saw, like at that time.
But he would do it all over again.
Yeah.
100%.
Wow.
He's been dealing with some issues with his leg, and I've seen this guy hit a golf ball 300 yards on one leg. That's a true story. That's an absolute true story.
George, do you have any questions? George is the host of Gridiron Junkies, the podcast.
I mean, I think the big question is, are they going to be smoking weed on the golf course?
Well, we cannot advertise this as a consumption event. It is Nevada, and Nevada has certain rules and regulations.
Okay.
So it's well, we're going to call it a cannabis-friendly event, right? We can't promote the consumption of cannabis out there. I will tell you that our title sponsor is Hardin, and Hardin for me is by far one of the nicest dispensaries I've ever been to. The people who are there are well educated on what they're doing. I mean, it doesn't matter from the moment you walk in the door through the time you leave, the experience is incredible. So if you haven't checked them out, please check them out.
Where are they located?
They are here in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And I will tell you this, regardless of what your needs are, right? So if it's inflammation, if you have arthritis, if you're dealing with body pains, brain pains, whatever it might be, when you walk in, their staff is so well educated, they're not going to ask you, hey, are you trying to get sunken to the sofa? They're going to say, why are you here? And when you tell them why they're here, they're going to be able to walk you through the specific strains of things that are going to help you feel better the next day.
Wow.
Right? So Hardin is on as our title sponsor, and I'm super proud of that because they're an amazing organization. So what we have set up is there will be cannabis. There's going to be cannabis sponsors involved in this event, but we're doing it the right way. So the boys who would typically get or the players, I want to say the boys, the players who would typically grab their swag bag when they register to golf, because we're gonna have cannabis friendly swag bags, they're gonna go to Hardin, where we're doing it right, we're doing it legal, we're following all the laws and regulations. So the players will go to Hardin to pick up their swag bag that has cannabis products involved, right? Take those with them home and do whatever they want to do with them.
Okay.
Right? So the cannabis companies will be represented very well at our event, but I can't say for sure.
No, and
Yeah.
that was like the worst
course,
question I could have possibly.
No, it's actually,
We're
it's
totally
actually a great
not
question.
smoking on the golf course.
No, but it was great.
It's a great question.
It was, and
It's a fair question.
And are there any other sponsors that you can think of at the top of your head that you want to give a shout out to?
You know
Because
what?
this wouldn't happen without those
These people coming aboard,
Yeah.
right? So yes, we have like I said, Hardin as our title. One of the sponsors who came back from last year and is supplying us with some great things to utilize for our auction is Wilson Golf.
Oh.
So how cool is it that you can combine mainstream organizations right next to Chubby Monkey? Which is a cannabis brand. It's super cool, and I'm super excited about that. So those are the ones. It's really Hardin, Revenant, my organization, Pinnacle Events. We're the title sponsors, flying the flags for this.
Oh, Pinnacle Events.
Pinnacle Events, yes,
and
sir.
Pinnacle Events is what is that?
So I started Pinnacle Events about 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I tell you, my journey was, I've been in the event side of things for a very long time. Lucky Strike for 8 years. Prior to that, I was with American Golf for 5 years or 6 years, another golf organization. Then I left and I went to a company called Club Courts, now called Invited Clubs, and I was the senior vice president for them. 220 properties across the country, 136 private country clubs, oversaw the whole thing, $180 million in events annually, right? when you combine events plus tournaments and outings. So what I did from there is said, it's time for me to do this for myself. So I started my company, started Pinnacle Events. And my first big event was last year, was the Gridiron Greats. And now this is Gridiron Greats 2. And we're going to keep growing this thing out. We have the ability to do some things that other people don't. I have access to stadiums. I have access to clubs. I have access to things that most people just don't have, right? Because I've been in this career for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I've met some amazing people. And, when you treat people well, and you care about relationships, they come back.
Yeah.
Right? They come back to you.
100. I say that. Somebody said that to me the other day. I've been able to, you mentioned my family.
Yes.
Some health issues with my brother and whatnot. And the Elvis Monroe Mafia, I don't call them my fans, I call them my family, the Mafia. And
Awesome.
they stepped up for my brother, and we've raised a bunch of money. We got him to where he needed to be, closer to the hospital. Then we got him stem cell.
Oh, nice.
So I had to raise like $26,000, and that's what happened in a matter of a couple of weeks.
Wow.
And got him stem cell to give him a chance. And my brother's a fighter, and so it's just relationships. And a friend of mine who's a comedian said, "Dude, if you didn't treat people the way you do, you wouldn't have those opportunities to help your brother, to help yourself, to help situations." So it put a smile on my face and a connection to know that you took all this and you pointed it at, okay, I'm gonna how do I get involved with the people that inspired us?
Absolutely.
When you see you meet, we're gonna get the chance to meet some of these people. George and I are kind of freaking out right now.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. That are heroes that we got. The reason why I wanted to be a quarterback in high school was because of Jim McMahon.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And so you're doing something for them. Now, is there a direction or a plan to try and go at the NFL to get them to
I will tell
legalizing?
I will tell you that Revenant, the organization that Jim and Kyle own, they're very loud about it, as they should be.
Yeah.
Right? As they should be. So the message last year was knock it off. Stop testing these boys. And I built an event that was going to follow the NFL every year, the week of the Super Bowl. We did it in AZ. We're going to be here this year right now in Las Vegas. Next year we'll be in New Orleans. So we're not going to go away. Right. The bottom line is we're not going to go away. We're going to keep talking about this, educating people on this, letting people know that people should have the right to choose their form of medication. And if that medication is a plant that's been growing for years, centuries and centuries, right? Let it be so, right?
Yeah.
Why are you taking the time to find these boys and test these guys and suspend them for making a personal choice? If it's working for them, if it's working for their body, how's that hurting you?
Especially when people are getting addicted to pills.
Exactly.
You heard it back. These guys get hit so hard, they get hit like getting hit by a car.
Absolutely.
And you get up from it and you play the next down.
Mm-hmm.
Yet if you got hit like that in a car, the world stops, you're going to the hospital, you're getting checked, all these things are happening. And then that's when, take these pills. And that's where it starts.
Exactly.
And then, but it's like, hey, I have to be ready for next week's game. The team is counting on me. My bonus is counting on me. Me having a job next year is counting on it.
Yes.
All of these things.
Absolutely.
And so you're getting, it's tough enough.
The pressure to do what's being prescribed is tremendous.
Yeah.
Because if you go off the field, you may never make it back on.
Right.
Because there's someone right behind you
ready to
who
take
wants
your
to
job.
take that spot, right? And come on, it's competitive as all get out.
Yep.
Right?
It really is.
So, of course, if someone says, hey, this is going to make you feel better, you can get back out there and play, you're probably going to do it.
Yep.
Right? You're probably going to make a decision. Yeah, I need this job.
There has to be a better plan.
Totally.
And here's the thing. I have never smoked. I've never done a drug. I've never drank in my life. I don't know what, but I'm Native American Indian. I know that I have an addictive personality, so I don't want to fall in those things. But I've seen what it's done for my dad. CBD actually helped my mom.
Fantastic.
He made the brain tumor that she had benign. It also shrank the lung cancer she had. When they went to cut it out, my bandmate, Jared Berry, shout out, I love you, dude. Thanks for doing this. He's one of the guys that I want to say is 13, 14 years ago. He was a leader in the CBD world.
Right.
He sold the company for millions of dollars. He was living in a trailer next to his house to be near his kids and his ex-wife, creating this, going to the lab where he was doing this, working with doctors, getting their opinion on stuff. And he gave me 2 bottles. Your mom has to take this in the morning, this one in the afternoon.
Wow.
She was supposed to be ill. She was supposed to be 6 weeks in bed, prepared. We had to prepare for my mother to be in bed. She was up the next day, vacuuming the house and walking the dog.
Amazing.
She never felt any pain. She went to the doctor and she said, I know why this is like this. It was CBD. And CBD did this for me. And the doctor's like, I can't tell anyone to do it, but you can tell everyone.
go.
Please.
That's just it, man. You have something out there that's working for people. Why can't you tell them?
Exactly.
Right?
Because it's
Why
against
can't
big
you?
pharma.
There you go. I mean, look, I feel the same. I think that's the exact reason why.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, there are alternatives.
There are.
And let people explore that.
Exactly.
Right? Just let them explore. And that's really, for me, I'm just like you. I don't smoke. I don't. But I can't, that doesn't mean I can't support those who do.
Right.
Right. And I feel very drawn to support those who do.
So do I. And so do I. And there are people that need it for balance instead of taking pills, instead of taking I'm Native American Indian. It has been in our culture for a very long time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's part of like, this is our belief kind of thing. And then it became something that was illegal. And then, but the wildest part is I remember the bus stopping in my hometown where I grew up. And I was like, well, that used to be a Taco Bell, but it's a dispensary. And one of my bandmates' girlfriends gets off the bus, goes in, buys what she wants to buy, comes back on the bus. And I'm like, what just happened? It was the first time I experienced anything like that. That was a Taco Bell. You could get busted for this when I was a kid in this town on this street. It was just wild.
Isn't that crazy?
But it's because it does do good things for people.
Agreed.
It really does. And I saw it happen with my mom.
Yeah, well, there you go, man. And you can look at that as CBD is part of cannabis.
Right.
Right. It doesn't always have to be the THC element.
No,
right?
exactly.
The CBD is there, and it is a healing property. And I think more education around that is needed. more conversations around that is needed. More time like this.
Right.
Right. We're two guys who don't smoke.
And
we don't use this, and we're promoting this like we do. You would think we were.
Because people like Jim McMahon, people like that need this. And football players that are actually out there playing on the field right now, it's an alternative to taking the medication that will ruin your life, ruin the addiction.
If I'm the league, I had a way to allow a player to do something that's going to help them get back on the field, which is my product, why wouldn't I want to do that?
Exactly.
Right? It's pretty simple.
No brainer.
When you really think about it.
Yep.
That easy. But so that's what we're doing.
George, have you thought about Josh Gordon? Are you familiar with all the troubles that he's had? Josh Gordon, ex-receiver.
Yes.
He was like probably, I would say, my equivalent to a person that was really, scrutinized.
Totally. Look at Ricky Williams. And Ricky Williams is at our event. He's going to be there on Friday. It's February 9th. And Ricky's story. Ricky left.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Ricky left. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go do my thing for a little while.
I remember him getting in trouble for that. It was
absolutely
stupid.
No, it's unbelievable. Here's these guys who they are your stars.
Yeah.
I mean, they are the players
franchise
in the
player.
league.
Exactly. Franchise player.
Because they chose to partake in utilizing a plant, they got
So how many
ostracized.
How many modern day? I can look it up, but do you think there's a player poll that says people that are currently in the NFL that use marijuana?
I don't know that there is, and I don't know that there could
be.
Like
an anonymous.
If you did it anonymously, I would tell you there's a very large percentage of boys who are taking that and utilizing CBD or cannabis as a whole for healing properties, right? And some of them might even tell you that they wouldn't be able to get to practice on Tuesday if they didn't after a Sunday game.
Yeah.
Now, they can't go on record.
No, can't.
Right?
Of course
because they're opening themselves up for scrutiny and to be fined and to be suspended. So, they're not going to be able to say that out loud.
So which is a shame. So the question I'm seeing here, the poll would be, how do you feel about marijuana testing? That's the anonymous survey. And then a lot of players on that. And that was in 2020. I'm pulling up the tweet.
I want to hear what the results of that were.
Wow.
Says they'd like to play. Okay. Here, let me scroll through. Oh, the Athletic just hit me with the paywall. The good old paywall. But before the paywall, I saw 59%. So I'm going to say 59% of the players,
over half the league,
are tired of it, man. And then NBA is a whole nother story. But I know with them,
they're no longer testing.
They're no longer testing.
Yeah.
MLB no longer testing. NHL no longer testing. There was even talks, and I don't know where it is, but I heard that the NCAA is talking about taking it off of the banned substance list.
Wow.
So here's everyone, even your farm system is getting ready to get rid of it.
Well,
you're still doing it.
It's classic NFL. You know that they want to find a weed distributor that they can call their own, and just like how they did with sports gambling. I mean, we never thought it would happen.
Yep.
Yeah, and here we are.
And then DraftKings,
Exactly.
I got Kurt Warner telling me to call 1-800-GAMBLER if I have a problem.
That's fantastic. But you're correct. You are correct.
We have Ricky Williams just smoking a blunt saying, make sure you go to this dispensary. Soon enough. Soon enough.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, my gosh.
It's coming.
And it needs to be. I want to make sure, I know you're busy, and you came in here to do this with me, and I really appreciate it. I want to get into this. George, in the hallway, we presented a little package that we would try and put together.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't believe we get to do this. George and I are going to be at this event.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be in a golf cart with cameras and microphones, and we're going to get the chance to roll down a hole with a legend just throughout the day, and just interview and talk about football, just a few questions here and there.
Absolutely.
Talk about their journey, and then talk about what they think about this.
Yeah.
And so that way we're hearing it directly from the player. You will get to see it. We'll share this with you, and you can wear it on you. But I'm saying, you can share this on your site, Pinnacle, on anything that you need. And George and I, it's a Gridiron Junkies Heroes Journey just kind of
come
journey.
on. He's got Gridiron right in his name. How can he not be there?
That's what I was thinking, man. That's what I was thinking.
It.
This guy is he's so in tune. Like the games, he's Monday night or Sunday night, he's coming in here doing an overview with his girl. He does
cool.
on Sunday nights live, and he sits there and talks to everybody. On Mondays, he does the same thing. I mean, football season is his time of the year. So this is his Super Bowl.
You two have full access, man.
Thank you.
You have full access for the whole weekend. I'm excited to have you guys there.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man.
This is going to be so cool, dude.
All right, Brian. I want to see Brian hit a golf ball.
Oh, dude.
Dude,
I love that. I love playing golf.
It'll be interesting to see you like in a collared shirt.
Oh my God! I gotta go buy a collared shirt.
I'm not even wearing a collared shirt.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
We're good.
Dang! I wish you would have put Brian on.
We
spot.
get to be ourselves. I'll wear a t-shirt, but if I get to hit a ball, that'd be so cool. If it wasn't for Randy Couture was the one who told me that I needed to get golf clubs, so he would loan me his golf clubs and I'd put them on the bus, because so many meetings happened. Like, you get out there with promoters and even the if I was out and I was the opening act for some of these bands, they'd be like, "Hey, you want to go golfing?" And I had a collared shirt, so either some shorts.
It was all in the golf bag.
It was all in the bag with some shoes. Literally, it was Randy. He loaned me his stuff, but then a buddy of mine went and gave me. He's like, "Hey, I won this at a golf tournament. You got some clubs. So now I have my own stuff to do that, and I enjoy it. Being both George and I being athletes, love doing that and getting out there and hitting a ball.
Hey, listen, you don't have to be good at golf to enjoy golf.
Exactly.
Right? It's all about just being out there for the day with some good friends.
Yep.
You have, just beautiful setting. Whatever, I mean, some people like to go out there and smoke a cigar, have a beer, whatever it might be. But it's really about the camaraderie, the setting, just having fun for a day, man. Nothing like it.
It really is. It really is.
And it's
a lot
hard.
of fun.
It's a hard game.
It is. It's so difficult.
It's challenging.
You're watching some of these guys. Like, I remember watching Jordan take up golf and what, like Curry and what I saw that hole in one or whatever he had.
What is he not good at?
Exactly. Jinx. So rattle off some of the athletes that are going to be there. If you can think at the top of your head.
Well, we mentioned a few of them earlier, but we have, again, Steve Young, Greg Maddox, Dave Stewart. You got some of my favorites from back in the day. You have Raleigh Fingers, Goose Gossage. These boys are coming out. By the way, they were all there last year. Doug Flutie, Marty McSorley from hockey, Grant Fuhrer from hockey. And it just keeps going and going and going. I could go through every league and give you guys who are Hall of Famers. Calvin Johnson, Ricky Williams, again, Jim McMahon. These boys are all going to be out there playing and having a good time, man. Yeah, it's going to be a blast. We have some celebrities as well who are going to be participating. One of my favorite guys, I'm going to give him a shout, Stephen Wright. He was a knuckleballer for the Boston Red Sox, one of the nicest men I've ever met. He won a World Series. He's out there playing. Jake Plumbers are going to be out there playing. Jake's a great guy as well. Yeah, Stephen Wright. Look him up, man.
Okay.
This dude's a stud. He's like my boy.
Dude, knuckleballers are like
Jake
the
Plummer.
best.
Jake Plummer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Quarterback, right? Jake Plummer. Yeah.
It was ASU grad. Went on to play for the Phoenix Cardinals.
Yes.
Stud. They ended up in Denver. Great dude.
I'm going to need your help, George.
Yes.
When we're out there, because I am awful with...
I'll make name cards, man. Or I'll make index cards for us to study.
I love that because literally it's like one of those things where I need somebody to tell me who they are. And then I'm like, yes, like this. But, when you meet somebody on the street, you just think, I think I know that person, And,
right.
I love it when people do that to me. They're looking at me, and then I'm like...
Some of these guys look like they can still play. Christian Okoye, I mean, one of the biggest, baddest running backs to ever play the game, played for the Chiefs. He's going to be out there second year in a row.
Wow.
That dude, he still looks like he can get out there and just get on it. He'll be playing. Great guy to meet. And the cool thing is, through this event, you can live your dream. You can sign up to play with two of your friends and choose the celebrity that you get to play with for 18 holes. You can go on the website, go on Winning Ticket and check that out. And you can literally pick the person you want to play with, right? And it's first come, first serve. Right. It's funny because Stephen Wright went fourth, and I called him and said, "Hey, man, you went ahead of Greg Maddox." He's like, "What?"
How cool.
Yeah, absolutely. But I
Yeah.
mean, for somebody from Boston, man, that's a dream come true to go out there and play 18 holes with,
Yeah, are you
with the
kidding?
guy who won the World Series for him.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So this is what makes this special, is that we're bringing the general public, teaming them up at prices that aren't crushing your wallet, right?
Right.
We're not, you could probably get a lot more than what we charge for that experience, but I want people to be able to come and enjoy this, everyone,
Yeah.
right? If a dad wants to bring his son and just have an experience of a lifetime, right? It's doable.
I'm
It's
bringing my
absolutely doable.
son, George.
There you go.
Hey,
Or a mother wants to bring the son.
Younger
it doesn't have to
brother.
be the
Younger,
father.
I'm teasing.
Mother wants to bring a daughter. You know,
Yeah.
it's going to be incredible, man. It's an incredible day.
That's so cool that you're doing this, and you're sitting here. Derek is talking about the 2024 Gridiron Greats Celebrity Golf Classic right here in Las Vegas. It's Super Bowl weekend. It's on Friday, and then there's a Saturday event. There's a Sunday event. It even starts on Thursday.
Absolutely.
But you have to go to the site, check it out, find out. Put together the package that works for you. Come be a part of this. You can even just buy a ticket and be there,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. You can
General
buy a gallery
admission.
ticket and just come on in and hang out.
Yeah.
That's one thing I will say. These guys are accessible. And that's what
Yeah.
makes this event so unique and different. They're accessible.
Yeah.
They'll walk up to you and say hi. They'll shake your hand. They'll take a photograph with you, right? So if you're not a golfer and you don't want to do that, just come hang out. We're going to have DJs going off. There's going to be food booths, drink booths, vendor booths. There's going to be plenty to do. Activities all over the place. So even if you just want to come hang and have fun, you can do that as well.
How cool.
Angel Park.
Angel Park.
Angel Park Golf Club.
Okay, there we go.
Yes, sir.
That was the next thing. Angel Park Golf Club. I know Buffy and Sky and
Yes.
Adam are coming out to that
Nice.
event. For sure. Like, that's my niece, my sister Buffy, who I've had on the show.
One of my favorite people on the planet.
Thank you. Love her. A shout out to Jen too.
Yeah, Jen McMahon. Absolutely.
Exactly. Jen, hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well. It's great. I love that Jen and Buffy still, they're like this.
this day.
They hang out. I
Yes.
love it. I love it. That's why everybody came out to celebrate your birthday
That's
at
it.
one of my shows here
How cool was that?
in Las Vegas.
Yes,
So-
sir.
And now we are sitting down talking about this and
How
sharing.
crazy.
That's
How crazy. That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly. It's
The
so cool.
relationships you make, man, and how you treat people. It comes back.
100. Thank you. I want to make sure we touched on everything
I
before
think we did, man.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Listen, I'll come back anytime, though, because this was fun.
Yeah. Hey,
This was a good time.
thank you. And anytime you come through, if there's something that you want to promote, if there's a guest, let's say you come into town and you have Jim McMahon or
Yes.
someone like that, someone that you guys are promoting something, or
Absolutely.
that sounds like do they own the Cannabis?
Yeah, they own Revenant.
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 Okay. So they want to come in and talk about that and
Absolutely.
talk in person bring them
Yes.
in. Let's do that. Let's have a
Absolutely.
sit down.
I know they would love it.
Sit down
Absolutely.
face to face, and really share. It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And what's funny is we just had Brett Raymer from Tanked on the
Yes.
show.
And I just talked to him today.
Exactly. And it's just a small world.
Small world.
And he's going to be at the event.
He is going to be at the event. He's going to
That's-
be promoting he has an Italian restaurant here in Las Vegas. He's
Stallone's.
gonna be promoting that, Stallone's.
Yes.
He's a great dude, man. I talked to him on the phone, and, what happened, right?
Oh,
But
he
y'all
and I
worked
are
it out.
boys. We're
That's what I'm
boys now.
saying.
Like
y'all
we
worked it out.
Yes.
Yeah, and it
And
is
it was
a
an
small
understanding.
World, man. Yes.
We both understood where each was coming from, and that's why we were able to sit down and have the conversation. I was like, "Hey, look, the microphone's yours.
Right.
This is your time to sit down and share." And I understand that it was upsetting, and for me to share that stuff, that's not my nature.
Right.
To put that kind of stuff out, because I don't know the state of the person
Right.
that is being talked about. They could be in the worst place, staring at a gun at the table,
Sure.
and that's the one thing that sends them over. I don't want to be that person.
Sure.
That's not the person I want to be.
That's not the guy I know.
No, thank you. And
Absolutely.
that's so. But at the end of the day, I was like, this person is obviously saying this for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And she chose my little show to want to share this,
Right.
and actually blindside me with it. 10 minutes into it, changed pivot. She literally looked at me and said, you know, you want the truth? And I was like, whoa, this is not what my show's about. But we're back on track today.
What, though? Whoever you are, everyone needs a platform. Man.
Exactly. That's
bottom line.
Exactly.
Bottom line.
But in the
just happened to be your show.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's true. And maybe she felt safe.
Yeah, there you go.
In this moment, you know, to share that, and because there was a pause and look around, and then she just went for it, and then just continued. And people ask me, why didn't you ask why this, why that? And I said, because I didn't want to know anymore. I didn't need to know anymore. I didn't need to dig deeper into it because I didn't know the full story. And I thought maybe it was over. Like we've touched in enough. And I just felt sorry for this person going through this. Just like, you know, why we're doing this or why you're doing this. And like, instead of just saying, oh, you know, I wish I could do something. You actually are taking action, and you are doing something and helping people.
That's the big difference.
So again, Derek, thank you so much for being here, man. Are you kidding? So let me go to the website one more time for the 2024 Gridiron Great Celebrity Golf Classic right here. It's a 4-man scramble at the Mountain at Angel Park Golf Club, February 9th, 2024, Super Bowl weekend. This multiple events. It starts on Thursday night. Friday is the event, and George and I get to be there interviewing people. I can't wait to put out those episodes or that one episode. Yeah, it's gonna be insane. It will be. We might have to have a theater night or something where we share that.
Oh, 100%. Yes. At a cannabis-friendly lounge.
Exactly.
There you go.
There you go.
I might have a spot for you.
Oh, I like that. We might know somebody.
We might know somebody.
Yeah, that would be fun
Absolutely.
to actually, you know, cut together something that we can share.
I know the boys at Hardin would love that as well. So we can make something happen.
That would be cool.
Yes.
How cool is that? All right. Well, Derek, thank you for being here.
Thank
Pinnacle.
you both for having me.
Shout out the name of your company again.
Yeah, Pinnacle Event Group.
Yep, Pinnacle Event Group. There we go. And Sky, I love you, my niece. Thank you. You did a great job, and you have TV to do in the next day or so,
Sky's
right?
putting me on the map, man. She's getting it done. Thank you to you and your family, buddy. Appreciate all of you.
Mad love. Shout out to my sponsors, SMP Inc. As you notice, I don't wear... I go without my hat every now and then, and they gave me the confidence back. My brother talked me into shaving my head. And, you know, I talked about my brother going through what he's going through.
Absolutely.
And he talked about, he said, hey, before I go, I want to see you with a shaved head. I was known for having my hair, as you know, and the sideburns and everything. And I shaved it for him. And then I noticed it was thinning in spots. And so SMP Inc., I walk up to this guy and I was like, dude, you make bald look good. And he goes, come here, come a little closer. And he showed me that there's tattooed areas on my head filling in the spots. And that's what gave me my confidence back. So thank you, SMP Inc. Right here in Las Vegas. There's a location in Arizona as well. JPS Computers, my website, Hero's Journey Podcast, ran by JPS Computers. Thank you. West Coast Tattoo Parlor, they're doing this arm up. I'm going to be sleeved before you know it. Mad love. And shout out to True Beauty by Trev. Love you, dude. My name is Brian Hopkins. This is a Hero's Journey podcast, and put an S on that, Brian Hopkins. I'm talking so fast. I had a little coffee. And I'm like shaking. I will see you guys at the Gridiron Great Celebrity Golf Tournament, Super Bowl weekend right here in Las Vegas. Go check it out.
Check out this knuckleball from Stephen Wright. He'll be at the event.
It's filthy.
Woo!
Filthy.
Oh, it's not even moving